We are here with Jennie Nedell, who is right now the New York State Women's Champion of Battle of the Millennium, who just took the rubber match of a huge win on Friday, which was the rubber match against Anna Shearer. And we just want to thank you, Jennie, for joining us here on MMA Long Island Magazine.
Thank you for having me.
And in anticipation of our first ever edition of MMA Long Island Magazine, Jennie is kind enough to join us and interview here. And we're going to talk about those fights and everything else, Jennie Nedell. So
Go for it. Let's go.
Let's go right into it. You come into this interview fighting professionally since 2014, 28-4-1 record, which is just unbelievably impressive.
Thank you.
Tell us about being a New York State kickboxing champion and what your mindset is just knowing that you are.
I feel like everything, once you get, as you say, champion status, you have to work that much harder. You have so much more to prove. Your work ethic has to be that level, if not higher, every time, just so you can maintain that, if not go above it. So your whole mindset just gets a little different in how bad you want it. Because sometimes people get so comfortable at a level where, yeah, I'm the champ, I won, I win, blah, 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 whatever, but in my brain, I won, but I wasn't happy. I always want more. I always want to be better. I always see the worst side of things instead of just being happy with the win.
So you faced Anna Shearer. You lost to her in April of 2014. You beat her in September of 2016. And then you just had the rematch, or the rubber match, against her this past January. Take us through those three fights, because I'm sure you had a different mindset going into each of those three fights. How are they different in your mind?
Well, the first fight, it was just really hard when I fought her. I mean, we literally, for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, we were nonstop. It was sloppy. It was not technical. It was a brawl for 3 rounds. And I actually thought it was either a draw or I squeaked out the win, but whatever. It is what it is, and move forward. The second one, you know, on a big glory stage, which was my dream come true, so I didn't want to look like a sloppy fighter. I wanted to maintain composure and show that I've taken a bunch of steps since that first fight with her. So I was probably a little more cautious than I should have been, because I know glory fighters like to put on a show, and I wanted to, but I wanted to also show my technique and skill. Third fight, I thought I had her pegged. I really did. I trained. I knew exactly what she was going to do, and she did it. And I was still short on a couple of combos, and a couple of my range was a little bit off, because the girl's range is ridiculous. I mean, when she came up and spoke to me after the fight, she said, "Look at my range," and she almost hit like 3 people to the right of me. I mean, it was just super nice girl. That was actually her last fight. She retired. But, you know, I did enough to win. I did more than the glory fight. I could have done way more. But again, that's me critiquing myself. Just because I know all the tools I worked on. I had a whole new set of weapons I wanted to use. But there's always May, so I'm ready.
Do you get nervous before a fight, or do you get excited before a fight? Or a little bit of both?
I'm almost too calm before a fight.
Calm.
I'm out back. I'm sitting up back. You know, all my other guys are fighting. I try not to watch them too much because it's way harder to watch my guys fight or one of my friends fight. It's just, you feel it in your core. So before a fight, I'm just upstairs probably eating everything, which I shouldn't be. Just a little too much. And hanging out. And then once you get gloved up, then it gets real. Once they tape your hands up and you can't go to the bathroom by yourself anymore, shit just got real. So I don't get nervous. I get more, I anticipate. And I want to make Ray proud. I want to make sure that everything that I just killed myself for that 9 weeks is going to come together in those 9 minutes. So more of a anxious instead of nervous.
Well, you just touched on it. You have a lot of friends and family, teammates, Ray. You get a lot of overwhelming love that I could just see through social media. Tell us about that. That we don't usually see that with a lot of fighters, but for you specifically, we do. Just tell us your mindset and what your thoughts are with this overwhelming love and support that you do receive.
It's like nothing I've ever experienced, to be honest. I mean, everything's so positive. Usually hear all the trash talking, this and that, but I have the complete opposite. I mean, I'm sure people are going to talk about you. If you didn't do good, people wouldn't talk about you, which I'm fine with that. But I am surrounded by such an amazing core group that Ray always told me, water seeks its own level. So if I'm giving out good, I'm going to get good back. So, and everyone around me is just so amazing, but it is overwhelming because I want to make sure that every text, every tag, every post, every message I receive, I want to give back. It just becomes so much at a time that It's really a great high. It really is.
And we know that there's a lot instilled from you from your father, and we know in your second fight against Anna, it was Glory, the biggest fight that you had up until that point. You know, Glory kickboxing
Right.
is well known. Tell us about what you learned from your father, and do you have any of the same characteristics and how you bring that into your fighting?
It's funny you say that because right after everything with my dad, my mom was like, makes me nervous because that's something you would do, and I was going to go to be a police officer in the city, and we kind of discussed it that I wasn't going to do that because I always said I don't know if I would be as selfless as him. You know, he went back in to help somebody. I don't know if I would be that person going back in or pushing to get out of the way, and I think as I get older, I'm starting to be more like him. I mean, the man worked from 4:30 in the morning on the train until 8 o'clock at night, just so we can have everything. Most of the time he didn't eat, just so that I can get the new softball equipment that I needed. Or so through that and through living through about him, I am trying to become at least a quarter of the person he was, to make him proud, because I know he's with me, and I know that's what he would want. Never give up and always keep going. That's my motto.
And that was my next question. If you could tell us what you've learned from your dad's bravery.
I mean, my dad gave up until his last second,
Right.
without thinking about anybody else, but helping somebody
Which
else.
is the ultimate sacrifice and selfless
That's why I
act.
have this here, the World Trade Center here. It's a constant reminder.
Do you want to show the camera what?
Sure. It's just, I don't know if you can see it. World Trade Center that
Yep.
way, with the angel wings. But, I mean, it's just, he gave it up until his
Yeah.
last second. So, if I can give back a quarter to my students, to friends, family, I will do it in a heartbeat. Sometimes I drain myself and it make me a little crazy, but wear myself a little thin, but it's worth every second. What
Well,
else can you take with you, you know?
It's a perfect segue to my next question. You teach the kids class here at Law MMA. How much joy do you get out of
It's
teaching
so
the
cool.
kids class?
It's so cool. I mean, one of my first students ever, Parker, which, hey Parker, he didn't even throw a punch before he came here. Now I can't even let him kick my leg anymore. I mean, just to watch the progression is unbelievable. Another one of my kids came in about 50 or 60 pounds heavier than he is now, and he just had his first fight. And to watch them go in there and give everything that I do back, it's unbelievable to me.
How do you have all this time that
I really
you know
don't.
you have a full-time job, you teach here, you fight, you train.
Right.
How do you manage
It's
with
not easy.
24 hours in a day?
And being in a relationship, it's not easy.
Exactly,
So
even more so.
I make it work. I make it work. I'm lucky. I have a great support. I really do. I have the best people around me, and that helps so much.
What are your thoughts on this fight coming up at Barclays Center, UFC 208? It's the new division now for women's fighting, 145 pounds. You know, what are your thoughts on a new division?
Any way to get more women out there and be able to showcase their skill and all the hard work that we put in. We put in just, and no disrespect to men, but I almost feel like we try so much harder because we have so much more to prove in a sense. So we're the ones throwing each punch. We're the ones throwing it until we can't breathe, and almost like we have to set the stage. So the fact that they kicked Gina Carano, opened the door, Ronda kicked it open, and now we're here. And now these women are just progressing and progressing. I wish I started when I was younger. These little minions that I have now, what they're going to be like in 10 years, I wish I could do that. It's amazing.
I'm going to rattle some names off of friends, fighters, teammates, coaches. Tell us what comes to mind.
Okay.
Heather Hardy.
She's my girl. She's awesome. One of my closest friends and top sparring partners.
Sarah Thomas.
She's awesome. I mean, you're picking all my closest friends. So Sarah Thomas, she's also going to be another big MMA name out there. Watch out for her. She hits like a dude. I'm not even kidding.
We can see his picture to the right of you, to the left of this video. He fights soon, Aljamain Sterling.
Awesome. Such a good guy. I mean, and another one just leaves everything in the gym. Always happy. Always just the butt of everyone's jokes, like making everyone laugh. Just, he's a solid dude.
If I tilt the camera up a little bit, you can see Eddie Gordon. Your
There he
thoughts
is.
on Eddie? There's
Truck.
Eddie. Truck.
Love my truck. I'm such a big team truck guy. For sure.
Chris Weidman.
Again, that's what I mean. Like, when you're surrounded by such amazing people, it's almost impossible to be an asshole or to be a jerk. I mean, Chris is a family guy. Chris is just the first one in here to help somebody out. It just, unbelievable. I mean, he came to Glory to support us. I mean, he's at the Capital.
Let's get a little... There's
many guys
there's
do you
Chris
know
right in the
that
middle holding the middleweight belt.
Poor wife is sitting home with 3 kids, and he's at the Capital watching us and helping us out. I mean, we're a family. You can't get any better than here at Law. I mean, I'm a little partial, but
Right.
still.
And last but not least, Ray Longo.
That guy. I mean, he's saved me. Not even just in the ring. I mean, he's actually helped groom me into I'm actually proud to say of the person I am today. A lot of that is because of him, because he never gave up on me, and he's one of my closest friends. Absolutely.
We're going to do a short Q&A blitz where I'm just going to ask you a couple fun questions.
All right.
Whatever comes to your mind, talk as much as you like, talk as little as you like. Your hero.
My dad.
Person you look up to the most.
That's tough because there's so many different categories. My mom for losing her mother's best friend and father, husband in a year and a half. My sister for what we go through. I mean, there's so many different aspects. I mean, Heather, all my other, Jackson, Mia over at Belmore. I mean, these people that just bump me and keep pushing me, and it's hard to just pick that,
What is your favorite meal?
Pizza.
That was an easy one. Quick answer.
Right away, pizza and peanut butter.
What is your go-to meal before a fight?
Before a fight? Like after I weigh in?
Sure.
Okay. So after I weigh in, almond butter, rice cake, banana, and then half of a bison burger with some quinoa.
What is your go-to meal right after the fight?
It depends.
Win, lose, or draw?
This time, Heather got me a basket that I pretty much should have diabetes right now. So, but, Cinnabons. I had fresh Cinnabons made for me. It's pretty cool.
Do you have any superstitions?
So many.
Want to rattle off a couple? That you don't have to give them away, but whatever you feel comfortable.
I mean, day-to-day or fight stuff?
Fight stuff.
Fight stuff, once I find out I have a fight, I don't do a pedicure.
Okay.
I don't. They look funky, I look wretched, and then the day before a fight, day of, they come off, I get new polish to show all the hard work.
What is your go-to song to get you pumped up while you're training for a fight?
Anything Eminem.
Anything
He
Eminem.
could be talking, it'll get me pumped up.
Leads me to my next question. Is your favorite singer or band Eminem?
Yeah, definitely.
Favorite movies?
I'm so sappy. The cheesier the better, to be honest. Either that or like any type of boxing, Rocky or Never Back Down. So it's either. There's no in between.
Okay. Favorite actors? Any that come to mind?
No.
Okay. Favorite actresses?
I should go back. Kevin James is one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
Actresses. Oh my god, I just watched the movie last night and I'm blanking out. The one with Justin Timberlake and Ashton Kutcher's wife.
Oh, Mia. Yeah, I know who.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Okay. One place you've never been to that you want to go to travel-wise?
Hawaii.
Why? Where do you keep your belt? And do you walk around with it?
Definitely not. It's usually in the trunk of my car or it's in my apartment.
We always wondered where those belts go after, a fighter wins a belt.
I have a ton that I've given to some students that through my amateur career, because I had about 10 or 15 of them. They were in a box. I would give them to like my students and stuff.
Thoughts on Long Island? What makes it so great? Born and raised you are, so what comes to mind?
New York, it doesn't get better than that. Not gonna get tougher than that.
Most relaxing thing for you to do, just to calm you down, whether it be listening to a song or watching a movie or getting a massage.
I'm not against massages. Massages are fun. Honestly, sitting by the water.
Sitting by the water.
Yeah, that's a
You're lucky you live on Long Island. Plenty of
I'm
that.
surrounded by it.
Yeah.
Works.
And last question: What is your dream? Not fight-wise, just your ultimate dream as Jennie
Pretty
Nedell.
much close to it. I'm very happy for the first time in my life in a really long time. I mean, in every aspect of my life. I don't think it can get much better. I mean, money, a lot more money would be super cool, but can't take it with you. I have all the love and friends I need, and my fight career is right here, so what gets better?
Well, we want to thank you very much. This is a teaser for the article coming out, our first ever edition of MMA Long Island Magazine. Right now you are looking at the New York State kickboxing champion, Jennie Nedell. Congratulations, Jennie.
Thank you.
Much success for you in the future. And again, thanks so much for joining us here, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it.